Very good morning, everyone. So we will start the session. So, so is my voice audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So we will start the session. So very good morning. Welcome to the AM B School webinar today. And one of the very exciting topic today is how to become a successful chartered accountant. And this has been a very long-term webinar for us. We would like to have this for us because we found the time right now. So today, who is joining us is Mr. Satya Harsha, who is you are able to see the screen. So he is a presenter today. He himself is a chartered accountant by profession and having close to 10 plus years in the industry. And he has his own firm and he's been running across and he's been associated with us for a very long time. And today he'll be guiding you on certain success strategies, certain success mantras on how to become a successful chartered accountant. I think most of in this team really wanted to become one. So you can ask as much as clarifications if you have anything in the session also. Sorry. And if you have any questions, you can probably unmute yourself and ask. Otherwise, please mute yourself so that there will not be much background noise coming in the session. And also, and if you wanted, maybe you can chat also. We will be able to rectify the question. So maybe the session will go on. By the end of the time, also we will have a Q&A session. Probably we can do that as well, right? So over to Mr. Satya. So you can take over, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the introduction. So, let me take off with the session. I'm audible, right? I'm audible, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it
Yes.
clear? My voice is clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, sir. Sure. So, it gives me an immense pleasure to be here in front of you all. Good morning. I'm quite delighted to be part of this webinar. So, the webinar is how to become a successful chartered accountant. So, let me just run through the things what we are going to cover in this webinar. Let me share a PPT. Screen. Okay, how to become a successful chartered accountant. The objectives of this webinar are going to be introduction, prerequisites, psychological, the journey, an overview, success, all about CA, after CA, and thank you. So these are the things we are going to cover today. Now, let me take off with an anecdote. Okay. There was a king. There was a king living in some olden days, and he was really interested to test the people. So what he did, he placed a very big heavy stone in the middle of a road, and many people passed by that way, and the people were scolding the king like anything for the poor maintenance of the roads, and some people even tried to move the stones, but it was pretty heavy, and they couldn't actually. So on that way, a farmer with a load of vegetables, he came, and he found the stone lying in the middle of the road. He tried moving that stone. He couldn't because of the heaviness, because the stone was hefty, heavy. He couldn't move, but he didn't withdraw. He didn't hold. So he literally tried his level best to move the stone. The people who passed by also made fun of him, like, this is such a big stone and you can't move this without help of other people or without help of the missionary, like that. People were telling like that. But the farmer, he didn't listen to all those people, and he tried moving the stone like anything, and at last, he succeeded in moving that stone. He felt happy. Great. Now the stone is not there in the middle of the road. He felt happy. He found a small pack beneath the stone, a pack sealed, and he tried opening that pack, and he saw a bunch of gold coins. He saw a bunch of gold coins with a message from the king stating that this is a lovely present to the person who has actually tried to move this stone. This is the anecdote. And the farmer was also happy, and he left home. Now, this story can be easily equated with our CA. God is equated with king. God has given you this CA course. You have to literally work hard. You shouldn't pay attention to the demotivators. You should literally work hard to move that stone to get the gold coins, which are nothing but your CA qualification. Right? So, with this anecdote, let us get into this, and I just take you through how it is actually. Before getting into the process and before getting into the procedure to do CA, to enroll yourself and how to study, before getting into all those stuff, let me first tell you some basic things so that you can also make up your mind and you can also, prepare yourself. Now, the first prerequisite is psychological prerequisites. The prerequisites before getting into CA course. The psychological prerequisites. The first thing is the moment you decide yourself that you're going to do CA, if you tell your parents or if you tell your friends would say, hey, come on, CA, this is very tough. You cannot do this. No, this is tough. This is really difficult. If, just a minute, you cannot do, this is difficult. So if you tell to your parents, probably those days, nowadays parents are getting the awareness of CA, but if you had told, or if you have got the parents of old style, parents would say, come on, this is very difficult. This is tough. I know a person who's still writing CA and he's 50 years old and he hasn't even completed CA yet. So these are the stories what you get to know the moment you decide that you're going to do CA. No, please don't listen to those words. Please don't listen to those demotivating words. Because, yes, CA is difficult, but I tell you how to tackle those things. But the psychological prerequisites, what you have to make up your mind is yes, CA is difficult, but you are really going to achieve that. You are really going to achieve that. Start with a positive note. Because see, till the time the CA you finish off the CA, yes, that is difficult. Probably you have to sacrifice many things. You are at the peak of your youth, and yes, you have to sacrifice many things. You cannot watch a movie peacefully. You cannot go out with your friends. You cannot attend the functions, parties. Say if you happen to attend a wedding, all your relatives would ask, "Hey, what happened to your results? Hey, what happened to your CA? Still you're writing. Last year I asked you, you were doing CA, and this year I'm asking you, you are telling me the same thing, you're doing CA. What happened to you? In school, in college, you used to score 80%, 90%, and CA, you are scoring only 55%, it seems. Your mom told me." So, all these kind of questions you come across and just pass it on with a deaf ear, but like how, with a deaf ear, like how that farmer actually passed it. So you need to have a tough mind. Unless and until you have a tough mind, yes, you are going to be distracted. You are going to be distracted by many people and you're going to slip off from your goal. So what I request is have a tough mind. Deaf ear, yes, you need to have a deaf ear. People, lot of people are there creating some lousy comments and demotivating you people like anything. They would discourage you like anything, but please don't pay attention to those people. Determination, you have to stay determined. Yes, I am going to do C. Yes, this is what for me. Yes. See, there is no difficulty in struggling in the young age rather than struggling your old, because each and every life is destined in such a way that we have to go through a difficult phase. This could be sounding somewhat philosophical, but still that is the fact. That is the truth, because each and every person's life is destined in such a way that every person has to go some sort of trouble or some sort of the depression phase at least once in their life. And why not you take up that troubled struggled path on your own, rather than you avoiding the difficult path and going through the easy path, and probably at the later age of your life, if you are 50 or 55 and you're pretty old, and if you get to know all these troubles and all these struggles, if you are facing that age, It will be very difficult. So instead of facing the struggles and troubles at the later age, in this young age itself, let us take up the troubles voluntarily. Let us take the struggles voluntarily. Because, again, I'm telling you, if you think that this is a struggle, yes, this is a struggle. If you enjoy this, no, this is also not even a struggle, and you can definitely get through. Perseverance. Perseverance is something what I like the most. Perseverance, continuous hard work, continuous, constant work, hard work or smart work, whatever way you address, but continuous work. You have to stay constantly on the line. Like how you watch movies, your favorite movie, while you watching, you don't even take off your eyes. Like that, you need to constantly think of it. If you constantly think of it, definitely I assure that all of you are capable of becoming a starter accountant. And again, commitment and discipline. You have to constantly study. Disciplined way of studying is very important. I tell you how to study and all those things probably sometime later in the session, but this is what you have to do. Discipline. So these are some of the basic qualities what you have to make up yourself even before getting into the CA course. You need to have tough mind. You need to have deaf ear. No, intelligence, brilliance, knowing the accounting concepts and knowing the finance techniques, all those things are something different. But these are the basic prerequisites required for you to getting into the CA course even. Tough mind you have, a deaf ear, yes, determination and perseverance. That's what I told you. You need to stay determined. You need to stay positive. You need to keep adhere yourself to your goal. Commitment and discipline. Right. So these are the basic prerequisites required for you to get into the CA course. Now let's talk about the journey. So the CA journey, it has got three stages. The first stage is called CA Foundation. The second stage is called CA Intermediate. And the third stage is called CA Final. Foundation deals with the basic understanding of the concepts. Intermediate deals with the working knowledge of the concepts. And the final level deals with the expertise level of concepts and techniques. So these are the three stages what you have to get through for becoming as a chartered accountant. See, after completing your second stage, CA Intermediate, you have to go through a rigorous training process, Articleship. CA Articleship is nothing but after you finish off your CA Intermediate examination, you have to work under a senior chartered accountant, under practicing chartered accountant. You have to register yourself as an article assistant, and you need to learn the work practically. Say you guys are 16 or 17 years old and probably 18 or 19 years old, and you guys are taking up CA, and you guys are blessed to finish off the first two stages of CA in 2 years itself. Say at the age of 21, 22, you guys would be visiting office. At the age of 21, 22, you guys would be visiting office, and as a part of your articleship, you have to visit all the client's office. Your chartered accountant, your senior chartered accountant, your principal may be having a lot of clients, and he would be sending you to his client's place, and you need to learn the work. They would give you training, they would give you adequate introduction, but still you have to visit those offices, the client's offices of the principal chartered accountant, and you need to learn the work. You need to learn the work practically, and that's how you can learn, you can accustom yourself to the practical process. So this is articleship. I tell you the articleship in detail probably sometime later of the session. But this is articleship. You have to go through the rigorous process of this articleship. And after you complete this articleship, or probably after you complete the first 2 years of your articleship, you have to appear for the final examination. And the detailed structure, how to take through this CA course, I tell you in the later half of the session. Now let's continue. Now, okay, fine. I have told you the psychological requirements and the basic prerequisites required for you to enroll yourself as a chartered accountant. Now, you need to work the basics strong. This is the first academic requirement. You need to work the basics strong. Unless and until you work the basics strong, you cannot succeed. Probably if you succeed the first level, then you will stuck in the second level. Probably if you get through the second level, then ultimately you will get stuck in the final level because you're not strong in the basics. You have to make yourself strong in the basics. and you need to understand how it is. Yes, you may tell me, you may ask me, sir, I've been reading the accounting things and I've been reading the commerce right from my higher secondary. I've been reading continuously the accountancy paper for the past 4 years, and you are asking me to strengthen myself with the basics. Yes, you have to strengthen your basics in such a way that you are especially prepared for CE. Right. Now let me just take up a couple of examples. These are just the exhibits to show you how the CA examination questions will. Partnership firm cannot own any assets. This is a sentence. This is a fact. Partnership firm cannot own any assets. Is this true or false? Can anybody tell me actually? Partnership firm cannot own any assets. Probably you can unmute yourself and tell me.
Sir, partnership firms can own assets.
Okay. Anybody else? Is it true or false?
It is true, sir.
It is true. Anybody else? See, this is what the beauty of CA examination. This is how the questions will be. The CA foundation, the first question has got these kind of 5 to 10 sentences, and you are asked to test whether that is true or false. And each question is given with 2 marks. You have to explain how it is. See, this is simple. Partnership firm cannot own any assets. The specialty of this question, the beauty of this question is, we have been reading the partnership right from our higher secondary, 11th standard, 12th standard, in everything, in all these things, in all these standards. We have been reading the partnership accounts, and in that balance sheet, we have been working the balance sheet for the partnership firm, and in the books of the partnership firm, assets, yes, we have shown many assets. With that idea, with that mindset, if you people say that the partnership firm can own assets, it is wrong. The truth is, the partnership firm cannot own assets. If you remember, in your higher secondary 11th standard, the first
Excuse me,
half.
sir.
Yes, ma.
Yes, now only I'm studying 12th standard. So yesterday only my teacher taught me how to prepare the balance sheet for partnership accounts. So on that basis, only I told so partnership firm can own assets.
Yes, I tell you how it differs from this.
Okay.
Okay. See, what happens? This company board, the Companies Act. You would have read the company in the higher secondary, the first level of your higher secondary. Probably you would have read the difference between the company and the partnership firm. And in that you would have read the first point, the difference in the first point. Body corporate, it is a separate legal entity. Company is a separate legal entity. Partnership firm is not a separate legal entity. This is the first point what you would have read in the difference between the partnership firm and the company. Right. So separate legal entity. If something is considered as a separate legal entity, it has got the capacity to own the assets. It can get registered in its own name. I tell you, it can get registered in its own name. So yesterday your teacher taught the partnership firm balance sheet. Yes, the partnership firm balance sheet, fixed assets, it can have some assets, but those assets are not registered in the name of the partnership firm. Those are assets of the partners, and it is shown in the books of accounts of the partnership firm just because they were used for the purpose of the business. You have to get this point clearly. The assets, whatever that are shown in the books of accounts of the partnership firm, in the asset side, literally those are not the assets registered in the name of the partnership firm. Those are registered in the name of the partners, and they are brought in the books of accounts of the partnership firm just because they were used for the purpose of the business of the partnership. Whereas here the question is clear: the partnership firm cannot own any assets. It means whether you can purchase a property in the name of a partnership firm. You can register a house in the name of a company. You can register a house in the name of a company. You can register a land in the name of a company. Whereas you cannot register a land in the name of a partnership firm because the partnership firm is not a separate legal entity. It does not have any separate legal entity. So it cannot own any assets. To this level of in-depth understanding you should have. This level of in-depth understanding, in-depth studying you should have. Probably you would have read this in the higher secondary, and these questions are getting tested in the CA foundation or CA intermediate, which is really 4 years from the higher secondary, and you should be remembering all these things, or at least you should do constant revision. So this is what it makes the CA questions beautiful. So you are getting the point. Distinct legal entity. If something is considered as a separate legal entity, that is separate, and we are separate. The company is there. The company is separate, and the directors are separate. There is no blending between the company and the board of directors. If a person has lent to the company, only the company can be questioned, and the directors are answerable in the position of the directors of the company, and the directors cannot be accused in the personal capacity. You got it? The directors cannot be accused in the personal capacity, whereas there is no separate legal entity concept in the partnership firm. If A and B are partners and AB and Co is a partnership firm, if a person has lent 10 crores rupees to AB and Co, and due to some unforeseen circumstances, AB and Co went into the bankrupt, then for the entire 10 crores, these two partners are collectively responsible. If B is also running away, then A is independently responsible for the entire 10 crores. Because there is no separate legal entity concept. Partnership firm is not different from partners. Whereas if it is a limited company, AB Limited, and there are two directors, A and B, 10 crores is the loan given to the AB Limited, and the AB Limited goes bankrupt, and B is also running away, then A is responsible only to the extent of the share what he holds in the company. Say if A and B is holding 50-50, then 10 crores is the loan given to the company bankrupt. A is responsible only for 5 crores, not for the entire 10 crores, because of the concept of limited liability. You would have got the concept limited liability. So this is the practical implication of limited liability. So separate legal entity, limited liability, these are the concepts what you would have read in your higher secondary, what you would have read in your BCom, but you should know how to practically apply that. Because in CA, the questions will test the practical application of the concepts. Probably, yes, if you ask me, sir, since you're telling that there will be only practical testing, you are telling that there will not be any theory questions. No, not like that. You will get theory questions also, like how you used to get in your higher secondary and BCom. What are all the differences between partnership firm and company? You will get in CA also, but the more impact, the more stress will be on the practical application of the concepts. The more stress will be on the practical application of the concepts. You have to understand the concepts in such a way that you are able to apply in the practical life. Okay, let's move on to the next example. Valuation of inventory, cost or net realizable value based on conservatism concept. Is it true or false? Anybody? Valuation of inventory, cost or net realizable value based on conservatism concept. The first point clear, partnership firm cannot own any assets. The concept of separate legal entity and the concept of limited liability you guys got. Somebody could unmute and tell yes.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir?
Yes, please
I have some doubt, sir.
Please tell me.
Sir, why, sir, நீங்க already சொன்னீங்கலங்க sir, and sir?
சொல்லுங்கம்மா.
Already you have tell that A and B are running the limited company. He can loan the 10 crores to the bank, but only why, sir? A can only liable to pay 5 crores, but B can liable to pay all the shares. Why, sir?
No. Not B is liable to pay all the 10. A, B and Co is a partnership firm. If it is a partnership firm and the partnership firm has got a loan of 10 crores and due to some unfavorable circumstances, if partnership firm A, B and Co is not able to pay to the bank, then entire 10 crores has to be paid by both A and B. If B is running away, A has to pay entire 10 crores. If A is running away, B has to pay entire 10 crores. In partnership firm, there is no limited liability concept. Yes, if the firm is indebted for 10 crores, then the partners are also equally indebted for 10 crores only. If B is running away, A has to pay entire 10 crores. Whereas in limited company, A and B limited if 10 crores company is given loan, and if one of the directors B runs away, and if A and B are having a shareholding pattern of 50-50, then A can tell the bank, if bank is questioning A to pay entire 10 crores, A can comfortably tell the bank, boss, I'm a director of this company. I have only 50% shares in this company. So I am liable only for 50% of the loan. Tell me what is the 50%? 5 crores. I pay only 5 crores. Whereas in partnership firm, he cannot say like that. Boss, your partner has ran away. You have to pay entire 10 crores. And A has to pay entire 10 crores. Whereas in limited company, if B is running away and if the bank is questioning A to pay entire 10 crores, he can tell comfortably, boss, I hold only 50% of shares in the company. So I am liable to pay only 50% of the liability. So what is the total liability? 10 crores. I am having only 50% of the shares. So I'll pay only 5 crores. Now you got the concept of limited liability? You got the point, Pa? Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. Valuation of inventory. You would have read in the higher secondary 11th standard, you would have read the basic accounting concepts like accrual, going concern, materiality, prudence or conservatism. Like these concepts you would have read in the first lesson of accountancy in the higher secondary. Am I right? Can anybody tell me what this concept called prudence? Can anybody tell me what is the concept called prudence? Prudence. Because I believe that all of you have completed 11th standard. So since you have completed your 11th standard, you must be aware of the concept prudence. Can anybody tell me what is prudence? You can unmute yourself and tell. You people can hear my voice? Is it clear? Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, can anybody tell me what is the concept called prudence or conservatism? What it is exactly? Please don't say that you haven't read. Yes, you would have read in your higher secondary 11th standard first topic. Basic accounting concepts. These are the basic accounting concepts. Or can anybody tell me the accrual concept? What is accrual? Accrual concept. Let's make it simple. Accrual concept. Accrual. Can anybody unmute and tell? Okay. So let me continue with the prudence. See, prudence topic is simple. Prudence is a basic accounting concept. You have to recognize all the known losses and expenses. You cannot recognize all the known gains. Say, if 6 months later, if you project that you are going to get 1 lakh rupees, you cannot account it now in your books. I repeat, 6 months later, if you project that you are going to get 1 lakh rupees, you cannot account it in your books now. Whereas 6 months later, if you project that you are going to incur a loss of 1 lakh rupees, you will be creating a provision in the books. Am I right? Provision for bad debts. All of you would have read. If you suspect that that person is not going to pay you the money, you create provision in the books of accounts. Because there is a concept called prudence, which says that all the known losses and expenses need to be recognized in the books of accounts. All the known losses and expenses need to be accounted in the books of accounts. So, yes, this is the concept called prudence. Okay, so these are the basic accounting concepts, what you people have to really master. Accrual, yes, accrual concept. Then prudence, all the known losses and expenses need to be provided in the books of accounts. This is how you have to read. You cannot just wash up your shoulders and go. You have to read in this level, in-depth level of understanding you should have. In-depth level of understanding you should have. Okay, now let me ask you a simple question. In trial balance, if you come across something called goodwill, tell me if the goodwill is an asset or liability. Goodwill. Hey, come on, this is simple yet.
Asset? It is an asset, sir.
Good. It is an asset.
Intangible asset.
Good, beautiful. This is an asset. See, if it is table, chair, furnitures, yes, it is asset. You can see. If it is plant and machinery, yes, you can see the machineries. Yes, that is a tangible asset. Yes. Now, how this goodwill comes as an asset? What is this goodwill exactly?
See,
What is this goodwill exactly?
it can't be seen, but it can't be seen, touched, or felt. But those are all visible. This is not visible.
Okay, but what is that invisible asset? What is this exactly? What is goodwill?
It's a
It's
reputation.
the reputation.
It's the reputation and the name of the company.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So, how does it actually work as an asset? I tell you. See, let us assume that you people have got a very good money. You have got 100 crores of money. Let us assume that you have got 100 crores of money, and you are interested in running. A chain of restaurants. You are planning to buy a chain of restaurant. Say you are planning to buy a chain of restaurants and you are striking out a deal with ABC restaurants. And for ABC restaurants, that restaurant is ready to give you 10 restaurants. 10 restaurants. ABC and Co. is ready to give you 10 restaurants for 1 crore. Whereas, if you are planning to buy Saravana Bhavan is ready to offer you only 1 restaurant for 1 crore. Same furnitures, same asset. All the assets are same. Saravana Bhavan is also going to give you 100 tables and 100 chairs, and ABC and Co is also going to give you 100 tables and 100 chairs for 10 restaurants. Everything, all the assets are same. But for 1 crore, only 1 restaurant is coming in Saravana Bhavan. Only 1 restaurant. But in ABC, 10 restaurants are coming. Why? Because Saravana Bhavan has got its own reputation. Saravana Bhavan has got its own value. If you buy ABC and Co restaurant, if you are seeing 10 customers approaching your restaurant, if you buy Saravana Bhavan, you can see 100 customers approaching your restaurant to have food. This is because of the reputation associated with Saravana Bhavan. So there is a separate set of methods to value the goodwill. Probably the valuation of goodwill also you would be reading in your higher secondary or in BCom you would have read. So there is a separate set of methods to value the goodwill. Using that method, the goodwill is valued and that is taken as asset in the balance sheet. And that is why goodwill is called as an asset. That is the reputation associated. So if you are planning to buy ABC and Co, the value what you get for 1 crore is something much less than the value what you get when you try to buy Saravana Bhavan. So how is it actually valued? How it is monetarily valued? Because there are set of methods to value the goodwill by projecting sales and by projecting all all the related finance things, and the goodwill is valued, and that is accounted as asset in the books of accounts. Got it? Clear? So this is how to this level. Any doubts? Okay, so this level of understanding you should get for getting into the CA. This level of understanding, this level of basics, you have to know before getting into CA. Okay, practice again. Yes, you have to keep on practicing. There is a famous saying in English: the more you sweat in the practice, the less you bleed in the war. The more you sweat in the practice, the less you bleed in the war. Because the more you do exercise, the more you do practice, obviously the less you bleed in the war. So similarly, you have to sweat more in the practice. You need to keep on practicing so that you will bleed less in the examination. In the results, you will cry less, or probably you will feel happy. The more you practice, the less you feel after the examinations. So you have to practice a lot. You have to practice a lot. You need to understand the concepts. You need to understand the basics. Then only you'll be able to get through the CA examinations. So the war is nothing but finally the CA examination. Now let me tell you the concepts associated with CA examination. Let me tell you the topics. You will come across accounting. Basic accounting. Accounting is something that is going to haunt you for the life. If somebody is having an aversion towards accounting, I really request them to develop a liking towards accounting, because accounting is going to haunt you like anything for life. So you have to develop an understanding, you have to develop a liking towards accounting. Accounting, yes, all the 3 stages of CA examination, you'll come across accounting. And audit, yes, you'll see. And law, yes, the business law and all the commercial law you'll study. And financial management, yes, you will study financial management. Then cost accounting you'll study. Then taxation you'll study. Then information system audits you study. You study both direct and indirect tax. You study everything. Now I tell you the scope of CA. I tell you the scope of CA. Why we should study CA? What is the reason behind CA? Why everybody is telling, sir, what is this, sir? Everybody nowadays, I can see many people, everybody telling CA. Okay, let me start off with a simple example. Okay, all of you forget as your students. Forget all of you as students. Think yourself as a businessman. You are planning to start a business. Say if you're a woman, probably you may be intending to start a beauty parlor, or probably if there is a guy, probably he may be interested to start an IT company. So let us assume that you're going to start a business. The first thing what you read, just keep off all the academic things. For starting a business, yes, the basic requirements for starting the business, yes, like all the things, whatever you read in commerce, just keep off everything else. The first thing what you need is money. I repeat, I'm just taking off the short story. I believe that you people are planning to start a business. So you're starting a business, and the first thing what you require is you need money. So whom you'll be asking? Come on, let's make it as an interactive session.
Parents.
Banks. Okay, then anybody else? Anything? Banks, financial institutions, parents. I tell you, banks are not ready to fund for the new business people. Unless and until the business plan and unless and until the business is so impressive and the bank is really, really satisfied that this business will definitely kick off, banks are not going to fund you. And this chance is only 0.1%. Then your friends are not going to help you. If you ask your friends, hey, come on, you are not even giving me back the pen drive what I gave you. If you are asking me 1 lakh, how can I give you? So friends are also not going to help you. So ultimately, your parents, your dad, if you go and ask him, already you have wasted my money like anything. Okay, you have become as my son, you have become as my daughter. Okay, have 1 lakh, do something. Yes, you have got the money. Now, what you do? You need to start a business. Okay, you will be hiring a godown. Let us assume that you are getting into a trading concern. You are having a small shop. Whatever you do, you buy and sell something. You are having a small shop. You pay advance. You pay rent, and you buy the stock. You buy the stock, and you start a business. Beautiful. You have started a business. The moment you have started a business, the moment you have started a shop, before the first customer approaches, the corporation fellow comes. And he'll question you. What is this? The new shop? Whom did you get the permission? From whom you got the permission? What is this? Show me the registration certificate. What have you got? What is the registration for? What is the permission you have got to run the shop? I think there is some disturbance. Okay. So, where is the registration certificate? What permission you have got? The corporation fellow will question you. And immediately, you have to think of a CA. Yes, chartered accountants actually assist the people to start the business, to take all the basic registrations and make sure that you are not getting any troubles from the government authorities. Immediately, you will think CA. So yes, the corporation people has come to your shop and he's asking you, where is the registration certificate? What permission you have got to run the business? Straight away, you'll call to your CA. Sir, somebody from corporation is questioning me. Somebody from corporation is asking me the registration certificate. What it is exactly? And your chartered accountant will be a smart person and he'll be able to assist you over phone itself. He will help you to overcome this. Right. Now, this is done. And what you do, your shop is going on. You are doing sales. Yes, you are doing sales and you are doing all sorts of expenses and you make profit. And what happens? Suddenly, you will question yourself, what is that I'm doing? Whether I'm making enough profits, what is happening exactly? I really don't know anything. Yes, I have money. My dad gave me 1 lakh rupees. I invested in the business. I bought stock. I did the sales. I've been doing the sales. But what is the profit actually I've got? Yes, again, you need a help of a CEO. Immediately, sir, what is happening, sir? Immediately, I've got a doubt. I'm running a business. I have the shop. I'm literally worried whether I'm making the profits or not, sir. You have to tell me. Okay. Your CA immediately tell you, okay, so please bring me all the bills, vouchers, everything. Let's prepare the books of accounts and we tell you exactly where you're standing. We tell you exactly where you're standing, whether you're making profits or not. Your CA will be able to tell you. Your CA will be able to tell you. So yes, you got worried whether you are making profit or not. You immediately call your CA and your CA asked you to get the bills and vouchers and all the documents, and he was able to prepare the books of accounts and he was able to tell you whether you are making profits or not. And he told you, yes, you are making profits. You're making good profits. Go ahead. You feel motivated. Yes, come on. I'm making profits. And you start doing business. And again, one shop will become two. You will expand the business. Obvious. Obvious. If your profits are multiplying, obviously your business has also needs to be grown, right? Your business will also need to grow. So what you do, you multiply. You expand your business. Again, you will have 2 or 3 shops across the city. And again, you will call your CA. Sir, I am planning to open a couple of shops in the city. I started off my head office in Ashok Nagar. Now I would like to have a shop in T Nagar in Adyar as well. Please assist me in setting up the shop. Please take care of all the registration things. Your chartered accountant will be happy. Yeah, ma'am, good, beautiful. You're doing great. I'm here to help you out. I'll take care of all the registrations. He will get you registered all things. And now, again, as I told you, your shop is growing. It's getting wide. Your shop is growing. You will have to come across many vendors. For the purchases, for the maintenance, for the supply of services, for many things, you will have to come across many vendors, and you may be forced to enter into contracts with all your vendors. Again, you will call your CA. Sir, now for the T Nagar branch, a person has come and he's interested to be enrolled as a new vendor. Now we have to enter into an agreement, sir, because this fellow is not trustable, I believe. But let's give him a try. So you will have to assist me in drafting a business agreement with this person. Will you be able to do, sir? Yes, the chartered accountant immediately says. Yeah, ma'am, happy to service you. Yes, we'll be able to do. Yes, ma'am, please tell me the details. I will help you in drafting the business agreement with that vendor. There, your legal knowledge, your law knowledge, you will apply to draft the agreement with the vendor. Right. Now, the T Nagar shop has been set and Adyar shop has also been set. Now, again, you start doing the business. Now, this is the time for you to approach the bank. Somebody told me initially I would approach the bank and I would approach the financial institutions for getting the capital. No, as I told you in the initial stage, nobody would support you except your parents. So the banks will be ready to support you now because you have proven yourself. You have got a successful shop running in Ashok Nagar and T Nagar and Adyar also. You are running the shops and you are doing literally beautiful job. You would approach bank for financial assistance for opening a couple of branches in Nungambakam and Egmore. Your bank will ask all sorts of documents. Okay, ma'am, we can visibly see your growth, but we need something in papers. Please provide your books of accounts. Please provide your financial statements so that we can go through the financial statements and we can tell you whether we'll be able to fund you or not. Again, sir, my bank is asking me the financial statements, profit and loss account, balance sheet, and all sorts of technical jargons they are asking, and I literally don't understand what it is. Please support me. Your CA is there to help you. Immediately, yes, ma'am, please go ahead. I'll be there in bank in another 10 minutes and I've got all the documents. I'll submit to the bank and I can get you this loan. I can give you all the certificates. And your CA will submit all the papers to the bank and the bank will review all the papers and they will go through everything. And yes, you will get the loan. Right. Now you got the loan and you have expanded the shop in Nungambakam and Egmore as well. Now your shop is going even more bigger. Now you're planning to buy a machinery. To do something. But you are a bit worried whether this machinery is going to fetch you profits or not. Yes, you know very well, but you are literally worried whether this machinery is going to fetch you profits or not. Again, what happens? You call all your engineers and your technical staff. Technical staff, please tell me, please give me some numbers. How many hours this machine is going to run and how many units we are going to produce and how is it going to go? And your engineers will be able to give you all the technical details. You prepare a technical file and again you run to the CA. Sir, I'm literally worried whether I need to buy this machine or not. These are the technical details given by the technical people, my engineers. These are the numbers they have given. Now, please do the cost benefit analysis. Now, please do something and tell me whether I can buy with the machine or not, whether this will be profitable or not. Yes, you as a CA will apply all the financial management knowledge, all the technical finance knowledge, and you will be assisting your client whether he can buy that machinery or not. If he buys the machinery, whether that will be profitable or not, you will work out the cost benefit analysis and you will give you the report, and based on the report, the client will be satisfied. Yes, okay, I'm going to make profits. So, yes, I'll buy the machinery. You bought the machinery and the machinery is running. The machinery is running and the business is going beautifully. Your parents are proud of you like anything. And suddenly, one fine morning, you are receiving a post. You are receiving a letter and you open it. Notice from Income Tax Department. Notice from Income Tax Department. You are doing business extraordinarily. You started off your business in Ashok Nagar and you expanded it to Adyar and T Nagar, and now you are successfully running the show in Egmore and Nungambakam. But you are not paying your taxes or you have paid short of taxes. Explain. You are getting the notice from Income Tax Department. Immediately, again, sir, I have got a notice from Income Tax Department. What is this exactly? I don't understand. These fellows are asking me to pay 10 lakhs rupees, which is huge. Tomorrow itself they are asking me to pay. Please do something. Please save me. Immediately you take the resort of you resort to the help of your chartered accountant. Your CA. Again, he goes through the notice. Ma'am, this is nothing. This is a general notice. They are just demanding you to pay 10 lakhs rupees. I take care. As a CA, you represent your clients to the Income Tax Department. You go visit the income tax authorities. You explain the scenario. You apply your taxation knowledge. You explain the pros and cons involved in that. You tell them what it is exactly, how this profits have been arrived, what are the techniques and what are the principles you follow to arrive this profit, and how this could not be taxed. By using all your taxation knowledge, you will be able to convince the taxation authorities. And okay, fine, sir, right. Okay, good. We are convinced. We are satisfied with the explanations. Okay, we are not asking your client to pay the tax. Okay, Income Tax Department sends you the notice. Yes, you have been free. There is no need for you to pay. Your client will thank you. Sir, thank you, sir. I just today received the notice from Income Tax Department stating that there is no need for me to pay anything. Thank you. Yes, CA stands there. Now, again, the business is going smoothly. Then after 6 months, again, there is a post. There is a notice. There is an intimation. This time from GST. Sir, you call C. Sir, today I have got a notice from GST department, sir. What is this, sir? Just 6 months back, I got a notice from Income Tax Department. Then they were asking me to pay something. And today I have got the notice from GST department. Again, they are asking me to pay somewhere around 15 lakhs. What is happening? What is this, sir? Your CA. Ma'am, nothing to worry, ma'am. Please take a pic of the notice, what you have received, and please share it in WhatsApp. Let me just go through the notice and let me explain what it is exactly. Your CA goes through the notice. Ma'am, this is nothing. They're just asking you to pay the advance of GST, which is completely optional. Let us do something later, ma'am. This is not at all, nothing to panic, nothing to worry. Your client, the businessman, you. Yes. Right. Good. There is no need for me to pay GST. Again, the business is going smoothly. You have got nearly 10 to 20 branches in the city. You are rocking. You are rocking like anything. Now, suddenly, what happens? In the middle of the night, you wake up. What happens? What happened? I started off my business with 1 lakh. And now I've got the shops across the city. I've got the showrooms across the city, and I'm doing business like anything. But where is the money? Where is the money blocked? In what form the money is? You will call CA. Sir, I'm sorry to disturb you in the middle of the night, but please tell me what happened to all my money. I've been doing profits like anything. I've been running the show for the past 2 years successfully, and I've got the showrooms across the city, but I'm literally worried where my money is actually, in what form it is lies, where it is. And your CA, thank you, man. That's no problem. No problem. Thank you for calling me even in the middle of the night. Your CA he works on the laptop and he do the financial, the working capital management and everything. And he would say, ma'am, 5 lakhs is lying in the form of stock. 50 lakhs is lying in the bank. 50 lakhs is lying in the name of the properties and all other things. And 50 lakhs are receivable by you. All your customers are yet to pay. So this is the total money what you are literally worrying whether that is with you or not. Yes, it is safely lying with you. Please don't worry. You feel satisfied. Yes, my CA is rocking. Thank you. And you go to sleep back. And what happens? Then the journey continues. The story is not over. The journey continues. And the people are impressed with the way you do the business. And the investors, they are literally interested in investing in your business. And somebody is coming up with an investment proposal. And they are asking you to accept the investment proposal. And you are thinking whether that is profitable or not. Somebody is coming up with a proposal of, I'm ready to invest 10 crores in your business and please offer me 50% share in the business. Somebody interested in investing in the business, somebody is coming up with an amount of 10 crores. Somebody is telling that I'm ready to invest 10 crores in your business. Please offer 50% share in the business. You are worried whether this is going to be profitable or not. Sir, somebody is approaching me with an amount of 50 crores and they are asking me to offer them 50% share, whether that is worth. Now your CA, ma'am, please send me all the details. Let me work out and tell you how much share we can actually give. You do all sorts of workings and you tell them, ma'am, 50% is not worth. Probably you can offer them 25% and that will be good. Beyond 25%, this is not a profitable thing. Yes, your CA rocks again. And in between your bank, the moment you start earning money and the moment you do business and the moment you grow bigger, these banks would ask a lot of certificates to just test your trustworthiness. Yes, again, you'll ask your CA, sir, my bank is asking a net worth certificate. The bank wants to know whether I'm actually worth for this money or not. Please issue me a net worth certificate. Okay, ma'am, I'm ready to issue. Please send me the books. He does all sorts of verifications, checks, and he issues the certificate and you submit to the bank. And the moment the CA has signed the paper, the moment CA has signed the certificate, it is taken as accepted. Nobody else can question. It is taken as accepted. That is the trust what the society has kept on chartered accountants. That is the trust. If somebody is looking at your financial papers, because this is something all about money. This is not something like some just a certification or attestation or something where anybody can sign. This is something all about money. And if your financials are certified by a chartered accountant, then nobody can question the authenticity, the correctness of the financial statements. That is what the trust, the people, the society, and all the stakeholders have got on chartered accountants. Or people will say, auditor sign pantarpa. Sir, financials. Auditor sign pantar. Okay. You can have. That is what the trust, instead of addressing it as a reputation, I would say as trust. That is what the trust, the society, and all the people have kept on the profession, right? So what happens? The moment you start growing in the business, your banks would ask a hell of a kind of certificates. They would be asking you the certificates like anything, and you keep on disturbing your CA to get the certificates. And yes, you have got the certificates if you should. No, you need to grow even more bigger. You would like to attract the investments from abroad. Now you have got the showrooms across the country and you would like to attract the investments from abroad. Yes, somebody is interested to invest in your company from America and Spain and UK. So what happens? You will again consult your chartered accountant. Sir, these people are interested to invest in my business. Please tell me whether that is profitable or not. Please tell me what are all the things I need to do for attracting those investments and please completely guide me. And your CA, yes ma'am, you need to study all the FDA guidelines. I'm here to support you. And as per the FDA law, as per the FEMA Act, these are the things you can do. And yes, as per the law, this is legal. Yes, you can accept the investments. And this is what the profit share you can offer to the investors from abroad. Yes, please offer to the US guy 10% and please offer to the US guy, UK guy 5% and all these things. Yes. In this way, you can be profitable. Your CA says, and yes, okay, you signed the deal. Now, you started off a small shop in Ashok Nagar and it just grew up like anything. It grew across the city and it grew across the country. And now, you have started attracting the investments from the globe and you have become a global concern. And Just imagine the role of chartered accountant in the business. Just in a single business, in a single example, nearly 10 to 15 roles of chartered accountant we have seen. Nearly 10 to 15 roles of chartered accountant we have seen. Okay, right. The story is not yet over. You have got the investments from abroad, FDA. Yes. Now, the intelligence department, the enforcement department, and all the people are stepping in your organization. The intelligence department, the enforcement department, everybody is stepping in. And you are scared. Sir, this is something what I have built, like bits and pieces. I have built it. This is my hard work. This is my soul. I have been working on this for the past 10 years, and this has come out as a result of my bloodshed. And you are literally asking me to pay everything. You are telling me that I violated the law. You are telling me that I'm wrong in these circumstances. I really don't understand, sir. Enforcement people, investigations, then intelligence, all these people are stepping in. And again, sir, CA sir, you have been helping me right from the beginning, and you'll have to help me now also. The enforcement and intelligence people have come in, and they are asking me a lot of documents. They are asking me a lot of questions. They are telling that there is a violation in the FEMA laws. They are telling that there is a violation in the FDA. Please, I don't know anything. You'll have to suggest me. I don't know anything. The FDA and FEMA laws, they are asking, and your CA will say, ma'am, no, ma'am, we have got all the documents ready. And your CA will be able to just throw the documents like anything, and all the intelligence people and enforcement people, if at all that is correct, they will get satisfied and they just walk off. And the story is not at all. Now you have got old, and you would like to sell off this business. You would like to transfer this business to somebody else. You would like to transfer this business to somebody else, because now you have got old, you have earned enough money, you have got enough wealth, and you are not energetic anymore to run your business, and you are not interested anymore to run the business, and you would like to transfer this business to somebody for a profitable value, and you would like to retire. Now, many people are interested in buying your company, buying your business, and yes, for liquidation or for transferring the business, again, you will call your CEO. Sir, I am planning to transfer my business. I'm planning to sell off my business. Please support me. How to transfer my business? What are the legal implications involved? How to, what is the value I can fix? Please do the valuation. Please tell me whether I can fix my business at this value, or please tell me the quote, what I have to mention for the buyers. You will be asking all sorts of questions, and your CA will be able to help you out. Yes, these are the documentations. This is how you have to do, and he will be able to assist you through the entire process, and you have sold your business successfully. The business, what you started with 1 lakh rupees, you have sold it for 100 crores. The business, what you started for 1 lakh rupees, that too as a borrowing from your dad, now you have sold it for 100 crores, and you have retired happy. Let us stop here. In this small example, in this one small story, you can see the phenomenal role of CA. If in this small story, even in this small thing itself, the role of a CA is phenomenal, then imagine how the role of a CA would be in the real life, and how would be the demand. We have got tons and tons of business, and tons of businessmen have got tons and tons of issues. And for all these issues, we need chartered accountants. Now, please unmute yourself and ask any doubts from the story, or probably share your feedback. How do you like the story, and how do you really like the role of a chartered accountant in the real life? Sir, I have been literally wondered what will be the role of a chartered accountant, because my dad, my mom, they've been telling me the moment chartered accountant name comes, the moment auditor name comes, hey, come on, income tax. Hey, income tax, auditor, income tax. No, those days have gone. Those days, 80s, 70s, where the chartered accountants were doing only the income tax works have gone. The days where the chartered accountants were literally stamped with the income tax tagging have gone. The role has become versatile. The role has become diversified. Nowadays, wherever you go, a business, see, in this example itself, we have seen. In this example itself, we saw Just without the help of a chartered accountant, you cannot run the business successfully. So just a chartered accountant is necessary, is required only at the time of filing the income tax returns. Those days have gone. The role of a chartered accountant is versatile and dynamic, and you need chartered accountant to run the business, to run the show. So can anybody unmute yourself and share any doubts or any feedback or
I did not sir.
yes, ma'am. Yes.
I did not expect that this vast role they would play. Seriously, it is very inspiring, and I'm aspirant to become a CA because without a CA, a person can't do anything. Like from top to bottom, look and corner, everything they involved a person to guide them.
Yes.
So it is very. I did not expect this much, sir. Seriously, I too thought about only about income tax. They would be helping in that way, but seriously, I didn't expect. Thank you so much, sir.
Pleasure.
Thank you,
So
sir.
this is what the role a chartered accountant has got to play in the business, has got to play in the society. And you don't believe I have revealed only 25% of the role of a chartered accountant, or probably 20% of the role of a chartered accountant. Still many are there. So those days have actually gone. The moment, probably many of our parents would think, the moment you say that you are interested to do CA, they would say, hey, come on, income tax. Nowadays, nobody is filing income tax returns. And we have got many tax practitioners and the people, and somewhere a guy who's sitting 10 shops from our house, he is able to file income tax returns. So come on, CA scope, it doesn't have any scope at all. Nowadays, CA has become a sinking thing. It has lost its charm. No, day by day, like a diamond, day by day, it is getting shining like anything. It is getting groomed like anything. The profession is getting groomed like anything. This is what the diversified, versatile role of a CA. Just imagine what kind of roles you would be playing. Challenging, dynamic role. Those days have gone, I repeat, because this has gone into the deep mind. This has gone into the deep heart of our people, that the moment if somebody addresses themselves as chartered accountant or auditor, come on, income tax. No. I've seen many people who are not even practicing in income tax, and apart from income tax, they are doing wonders. I know many chartered accountants who don't even practice in income tax, who don't even know what an income tax is. The moment they pass the CA examination, they would have forgotten the income tax and they would have been doing something else. And they are pretty successful. They are pretty successful than the people who have taken the income tax for their bread and butter. So please drop off that pretension. Please drop off that idea that a CA is meant to do only income tax and nothing else. Please drop off that idea, and to eradicate that idea, to remove that idea completely from your mind only, I told you this story, this anecdote, this example. I believe that this example was useful for you to understand the role of a CA in a holistic way.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Now let's move on. Right. Success. Yes, this is what the success ratio is. Just a snippet of the past percentage. The recently held CA examination, CA final examination, May 2019, if a person had appeared for Group 1 alone, then the percentage of him passing Group 1 is only 20%. If you see, roughly it is working out to 15%. I would say 15% is not correct. I would say that 15% is not correct. It is even more low. Let us assume that 100 students are joining CA. Let us assume that 100 students are joining CA together. They are appearing for foundation. And only 20% of those students will qualify to the next level. Only 20% of those students will qualify to the next level, intermediate. And the same batch, 20 students have moved to intermediate. And those 20 students are appearing for intermediate, and out of those 20 students, only 2 students get qualified for final. Same batch. 100 students of a batch join CA foundation examination, and 20% of the people were able to get through the foundation examination and they qualified to the intermediate. Only 20%, only 4 persons qualified to the CA intermediate examination, and Out of the 4, 20%, only 0.8 got qualified to the final. Only 20, only 4, 100 appeared for foundation, 20%, 20 qualified for intermediate, and in that 20% only qualified for final. So if you work out 100 batch of students, the pass percentage, it's coming out to 0.5 or 0.6. Yes, this is the pass percentage, and this is even more less than MBA IIM. This is even more less than IAS. This is even more less than IAS. See, probably people may say, oh, come on, CA pass percentage is 20%, but 20% pass percentage is only for that level. If you work out the overall pass percentage, like 100 students as a batch joining CA, only 0.2 or 0.5 students would come out successfully as a chartered accountant. And I tell you, all of you deserve to be as a part of 0.5. All of you deserve to be part of that 0.5%. Because the interest matters. The interest is something very important. The moment you gain the interest, the moment you gain the passion towards the CA, then everything is going to be a cakewalk for you. Yes, see, for IAS, for civil service examination, I believe that the pass percentage is working out to somewhere around 5%, 6%. And for MBA, IIM, IIT, the pass percentage is somewhere close to 10% or 15%. But if somebody tells you that he's a chartered accountant, he is one among 0.5 or he is one among that 0.1% who actually qualified the CA final examination. Yes, that is how it is difficult. But it is not actually that difficult. See, till the time you learn to ride the bicycle, we have been wondering the people who were actually riding the bicycle. Till the time you all learned to ride the bicycle, you were literally wondering the people, you were literally admiring the people who were doing all sorts of circus in bicycle. But the moment you learned the art of riding the bicycle, it didn't seem you difficult. So like that, probably CA is nothing but driving an aeroplane, like a pilot. Now we all are here in the ground and staring at the aeroplane, and we are telling that it is difficult, which is actually not. Till the time you learn the art of driving an aeroplane, till the time you learn the art of driving a flight, it is going to be difficult for you, but it is not difficult for pilots. It is not difficult for pilots because pilots have mastered the art of driving the flight. Probably for the common people, it may seem difficult. என்னடா அது ஃப்ளைட்டு பறக்குது, ஐயோ எப்படிடா ஃப்ளைட் ஓட்டுறாங்க, ரொம்ப வானத்துல பறக்குறாங்க, பெரிய விஷயம், ரொம்ப they are like gods. No, because they have mastered the art. Similarly, CA is not difficult. You guys have to master the art. Once you master the art, then CA is going to be a cakewalk for you. It's easy. You can do all circles in the sky. You can do all rotations, all ups and downs in the sky itself. Because the pilots are able to do. This is not pilot or something. This is not, the familiar term. This is not a rocket science or something. This is just, you are preparing the books of accounts, documents, records. You are appearing to the tax authorities. You are doing all sorts of basic work. This is an art. You need to learn this art. You need to master this. Unless and until you master this, this is going to be difficult for you. And that is where 80% of the students fail. They fail to master the art. They fail to understand the basic concept. They fail to understand the basic law. They fail to get the touch with the paper. They fail to get touch with the subjects. The moment you develop that touch with the subject, the moment you develop the interest in the subject, this is going to be an awesome thing. This is going to be a wonderful thing. This is going to be a wonderful field of profession. See, before 1990, before the advent of globalization, many people used to start only practice. I tell you what practice is. As soon as you finish off your CA, okay, as soon as you finish off your CA, you have got two options. Either you can start up your own office. Either you can start up your own office, like how doctor is having his own clinic. Like how doctor is having his own clinic, you can start up your own CA practice, and you can have your clients, and you can assist them, and you can bill them as professional fees for the services offered by you, and you can run the profession. You can run the show. You can run the auditor office, to put it in a layman term. You can run the auditor office. You can get into practice like how doctors are getting into practice, having separate clinic. You can also have a separate office, and you can also have a set of clients, and you can offer your professional services to those people, and you can grow. Or you can join a company, any industry. You can join a company, like how doctors join in a hospital for salary and they treat the patients who are visiting the hospital. You can also join a company and you can work for the company, whatever the company is offering to you, whatever the field of work the company is offering to you. You can work for the company. You're not allowed to do practice if you're in job. If you're in practice, you're not allowed to do job. So you can take up either role. It's up to you. It's up to you. Once you become as a chartered accountant, the sky is the limit. Either you can get into a company for work and you can do all the works whatever the company is getting, or probably you can have a own separate office, like how a doctor is having a clinic and he's treating the patients independently. You can also offer your professional services to the clients independently. Right. So, before 1990, before the advent of the globalization, there were no global companies in the country, and all the chartered accountants who were passed were actually got into the practice like anything. Many people, 90% of the people who passed CA before 1990 set up their own office, and they were offering the professional practice independently to all the people, all the clients. But after globalization, after the advent of globalization in 1992, the global companies started flooding in our country. The chartered accountants, they started getting the salary like anything. Nowadays the newly qualified chartered accountant is getting somewhere around 75,000 to 1 lakh per month in the initial days itself, which is beautiful. So after the advent of globalization, people started joining the company a lot. People started joining the company a lot because, see, already I have taken a tedious task. Already I have struggled a lot to pass the CA. Let me not struggle again to set up an own office, catching new clients, soliciting the clients, or addressing the clients. No, this is again a tedious task. Let me not get into the tedious task. Let me get into the company. Let me do job. Let me get a salary of 1 lakh per month in the initial days itself. After 1992, people mindset started changing, and now at this point of time, the number of CAs in the industry means in the job. The number of CAs in the job is something more than the number of CAs in practice. And the salary what these people are getting is awesome. It's huge. It's literally huge. If you are getting qualified yourself as a chartered accountant at the age of 25 or 26, you can easily expect a salary of 75,000 to 1 lakh per month initially. Just imagine at the age of 26, you are getting a salary of 70,000, what your dad is earning after 30 years of service. Just imagine your mom is earning just half of the salary after 20 years of service. You are just getting double the time of salary in your first month itself. You are getting double the time of salary as a first month itself. Just imagine. This is the beauty of CA. This is the impact of CA. And that is why people are nowadays flooding to CA like anything. But they need to have that commitment and they need to master the art. Unless and until you master that, as I told you before, unless and until you master the art, it is going to be pretty difficult for you. Now, any doubts as such? Any doubts as such before we move forward?
So I have a doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
If you are going to be employed in a company, and what are the different fields it's available for us to newly entering person, and that's a bit gaining or a
Okay.
bit profitable or.
As I told you, you have got a vast scope. You have got a vast scope. As I told you in our anecdote, as I told you in our example, you can get into banking, you can get into finance, you can get into FMCG. See, all the sectors need CA. You can get into automobile, or probably if you want me to tell you the role of a chartered accountant, you can get into typical accounting. You can join a company as a finance manager and you can maintain their books of accounts. You can make sure that the company is adhering to the laws and regulations and the company is perfect. You can maintain the books of accounts. Yes, you can get into the core accounting, which 40% of the chartered accountants love to do. because something accounting is what we have been reading for quite a long time. All our CA, we have been reading accounting. So yes, chartered accountants love to do. You can get into core accounting, you can get into audit, you can get into legal consulting. Like as I told you, you can help the companies in assisting the in drafting the business agreements and drafting the contracts and taking care of their legal compliance, taking care of FTA, taking care of FEMA laws, like everything you can do. Then probably you can work in the costing role. Probably if you happen to work in a manufacturing company, you can assist the company in arriving at the exact cost of the product, and you can assist the company in fixing the proper selling price for the product. And you can get into the cost accounting role to make sure that the cost is nowhere leaked and the expenses whatever the company incurs is productive. Then you can get into taxation role, which is again a very big vast role. You can get into employment in the taxation role. Yes, you can assist the company in offering the direct tax services. Like you can employed in a company and you can be posted yourself in a direct tax role, income tax role. See, if you are finding your employment in Reliance has got tons and tons of income tax issues, and Reliance needs a minimum of 100 CAs in Chennai alone to take care of the income tax issues available in Chennai income tax department. Then imagine what is the role of a chartered accountant in the employment with respect to income tax. And the numbers, I'm just keeping it minimum. Reliance, Chennai Reliance, it needs a minimum of 100 chartered accountants to take care of all the income tax issues available for Reliance Tamil Nadu or Reliance South India with Reliance Income Tax Department, Chennai. Then imagine how many number of chartered accountants they require, and just imagine the vastness of the role you have got as a chartered accountant in taxation. Then you can find yourself employed in indirect taxation role. Yes, GST. As if you're really strong in indirect tax role, then probably as a GST consultant you can find employment in any company and you can be working in the core GST. And if you're really interested in stock market, then probably you can find the employment in any of the stock market companies. Or probably if you're really interested in the government jobs, yes, qualified chartered accountant government jobs, it's awesome because everybody is having a great passion towards the government job, and everybody is questioning, sir, if I become a CA, whether I'll be able to get a government job. Yes, please forget the competitive examination. Please forget the moment you are a chartered accountant. Please forget all the basic routes, all the regular routes. Please forget. Sir, if I am a chartered accountant, I'll be able to appear for the bank exam and I'll be able to find the bank job. No. Bank examination or all the common examinations are not for chartered accountants. They are for somebody else. All the bank examination, all the PO examination, or all the government examinations are for somebody, not for chartered accountants. For chartered accountants, the government employment procedure itself is something different. The chartered accountants, the government separately notifies and you are easily recruited. It is not that you have to go through the common entrance to get this government job. You will get into this VIP entrance to visit Lord Venkatesh. It is not that you have to stand in the general queue. Once you are a chartered accountant, you have to stand in the general queue and you need to write all sorts of common bank exam to find yourself in a bank. No. The moment you qualify yourself as a chartered accountant, the moment you are a professional, you have got the special entrance everywhere. If you are if it's a banking sector, yes, the banks offer a separate set of enrollment, a separate set of employment opportunities for chartered accountant, and you can easily get through that. And similarly, government departments, like a lot of government departments are there. Forget about the regular government departments. Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Registrar of Companies needs a lot of chartered accountants. SEBI needs a lot of chartered accountants. Like a lot of government departments are there. It is not that, because all these we get to know because of the limited knowledge what we have got. The moment we talk about government job, yes, sir, I need to find myself placed in a collectorate. No, government is a very big missionary. And the moment you are qualified as a chartered accountant, you need to imagine yourself, you need to find yourself, you need to place yourself in the top of the government missionary, not the common entrance like the professionals like the others do. It is not the common entrance for the chartered accountants. Yes, so the government job also you can do, stock markets, then financial consulting, then investment banking. These are the vast roles available for you in employment as a chartered accountant. Any doubts? Anything
Sir,
else? Yes.
sir, I'm having one doubt, sir.
Yes.
After completing intermediate for articleship, whether we are to join in a small firm or a big firm, which one is the better option, sir?
Right. This is again a beautiful question. This is what many of the CA students actually struggle. See, it's totally based on the requirement. The life is completely based on the choice. The life is based on the requirement. So, like that, the CA articleship is also based on the requirement. If you are really interested in looking for the corporate exposure, yes, sir, I need to visit a lot of companies. I need to visit a lot of corporates. Yes, I need to visit Reliance. I need to visit. Ashok Leyland, I need to visit Infosys, TCS, I need to visit very big, large companies as a part of articleship. I need to get a corporate exposure. I need to be globally recognized. No, sir, I need to learn all the corporate things. I need to visit a lot of companies. Then, yes, you have to join big companies, big audit firms, Big Four or some other audit firms to get yourself exposed to the corporate things. If you are really interested in knowing the basics of the profession, sir, no, sir, I don't want to get into the corporate exposure. I need to understand the basics of a business because it will be helpful for me to assess my dad's business, or probably it will be helpful for me to offer services to the small and medium sized companies. I need to get the limited exposure, but in-depth exposure. I need to get an in-depth exposure. I need to understand each and every concept of business thoroughly. I need to understand every issue of the profession thoroughly. Then I would recommend you to go for the middle or small firm. So it's all matter of choice. If you are really interested to visit the corporates, go for the big firm. If you are really interested to understand the in-depth nature of business and prepare yourself as a complete foolproof chartered accountant of as aware of many things, then I would recommend you to go for a middle and small size firm. Anything?
Another one doubt, sir.
Yes.
I'm pursuing last year in my degree. Whether now I can join audit from now itself.
Yeah, you can. I'll explain you the complete process of getting into the CA course and how to become a chartered accountant, the stages involved in that. I tell you later. I take you through the stages of CA itself. I take you through the stages of CA, how to actually enroll yourself and how to pass the stages. I tell you. So these are the scopes of chartered accountant. Before we move on, any doubts as such, or probably anything you would like to share, or probably as one girl told, sir, I really didn't expect that the scope of a chartered accountant would be this much awesome and this much wide. I never expected like that. Any insights or any thoughts or any, sir, could you please guide me in this way, or probably could you please guide me in that way? Any thoughts or any inputs?
Sir, we have other professional courses like CMA, ACS and all. So what made you to choose CA, sir?
Okay, simple. CA is a doctor, an MBBS doctor. CMA is dentist. CS is again an ophthalmologist or some other specialization. But a CA is a complete profession. The scope of CA is very wide when compared to the other professional courses. Yes, I don't underestimate those courses. Those courses are also good, but when compared to CA, the kind of versatility and the kind of wide scope what the CA has got, I don't think so. The CMA and CS professions are not in practice. If you get into job, I believe nowadays all the companies are treating CA, CS, and CMA at par. But the kind of knowledge and the kind of experience and the kind of smartness what the chartered accountants have is somewhat slightly a bit more than what the CMAs and CS possess. And yes, if you're really interested in going for a job, then it doesn't make any difference. CA, CMA, CS, all these three qualifications are treated at par and the companies would recruit you. But if you're a chartered accountant, then the salary package offered to you is somewhat more than the salary package what is offered to CMA and CS. And after that, it is completely based on the talent and the professional expertise what you exhibit in the company. If you really prove yourself, then yes, the company would offer you the increments and the bonuses like anything. So it's all up to you. And I have seen many chartered accountants actually outperforming the CMAs and CS. Many chartered accountants are outperforming the CMAs and CS. So that's what's happening. And if you are really interested to get into practice, I would literally say that the CA has got a vast scope when compared to CMA and CS.
Sir,
Yes, ma.
sir, I want to ask which of these two has more weightage? Does CA has or ACC has more weightage?
ACS, you are telling.
ACCA or CA? The
Good.
Indian CA, which one has more weightage?
Okay. See, ACCA is nothing but an UK accounting course. It's a UK accounting course. You will be trained with the UK accounting laws and the UK accounting systems. CA is the Indian accounting system and the Indian audit system. ACCA, if you do ACCA, you cannot certify the financials, but being a chartered accountant, you can certify. But ACCA is a complete accounting course. If you are really interested to get into abroad, if you're really interested in to work for some foreign companies, then probably you can do ACCA and you can find yourself in good job somewhere in UK or foreign countries. But it's pretty hard. Or probably nowadays the ACCAs are also finding their own job in India as well. But nothing is restricting you to do ACCA after CA. You can do CA and you can do ACCA as well. And the kind of scope with the combined qualification is always extraordinary. But yes, ACCA is a UK accounting system, and if you do ACCA, you get to be placed in UK related companies, probably in UK itself or in India. UK companies you may be helpful, but CA you don't have that limitation. You can be placed anywhere. As a CA, you can be placed anywhere. So, any doubts?
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
One doubt, sir.
yes, ma'am.
Most probably CA and CMA are the same procedures and process. What makes the difference between CMA and CA? What is the main difference?
The first difference is the CMA pass percentage is somewhere 45 to 50, and the CA the pass percentage is somewhere around 10 to 15. And the next is CA has got its own robust mechanism system. It has got a robust mechanism system what CMA or CS doesn't have. The kind of testing and the kind of knowledge what the chartered accountants possess, it is in depth, and they would be testing you in and out of the concept. Whereas CMA and CS, they are also testing, but not up to the level of how the ICA tests.
Sir, can
My voice is breaking, ma. I couldn't hear you anything. Hello? Hello? I couldn't hear you anything, ma. Could you please repeat?
Sir?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Now I can hear you.
Sir, can you please tell the way in which you learned so that it would be helpful for us, and how you cleared the exam? Like how much time you were spent to to prepare the exams, like those things, which would be helpful for us.
Sure. So before getting into that, I would also say that it is not that you cannot do graduation or something like that. You can do graduation and simultaneously you can do CA. So probably you can be studying college and parallelly you may be doing CA, or probably you may be doing a graduation and distant course and you can be doing CA simultaneously. So it is not that you cannot do the graduation. You can do graduation and simultaneously you can do CA. And I always recommend the people to do graduation as well, because that will definitely give you some added advantage when in future if you get into some sort of the competitive things or something like that. The people with the graduation or some way or the other prefer more to the people who don't have the graduation. So I really recommend the people to go for the graduation. And you going to the college and parallelly doing CA, yes, good. Or you not going to college and you are doing the graduation through distance course and still you are doing CA, that's well and good. That's up to you. That doesn't make any difference. Probably you may be having time. That's the only difference. And how to prepare CA, that is again.
One doubt, sir.
Yes.
One more doubt, sir.
Yes.
Whether it is good to pursue a PG along with the CA.
Yeah, it's up to you. It's a choice. It's a matter of choice. It's up to you. Nobody is restricting you from doing the PG or doctorate even. I've seen many doctorate CAs. Doctor XXX CA. I've seen many people. Nothing is restricting you to do the qualification. CA is also just one among the qualifications. So it's up to you. If at all you are really interested in doing the post-graduation, yes, please go ahead. Nobody is stopping you
whether
from doing
whether it will be advantage for us to do that.
See, the moment you qualify as a CA, you have got a golden cap. And all the post graduation, all other certifications are nothing but the feathers on the golden cap. So graduation, post graduation, other certification, all are just you're adding the feathers to your golden cap. That's it. And it's up to you how many feathers you would like to have on the golden cap. If you would like to have only 2 feathers on your golden cap, okay, stop with 2 qualifications. If you are really interested in having a lot of feathers on your golden cap, go and add on the multiple qualifications. But in terms of knowledge, you have got something extraordinary. So just by doing the post graduation or just by doing the undergraduation, probably that may be adding some kind of value to the knowledge. I don't think so, because you have done something beyond the acceptable level. So it is like you have completed your 10th standard, and if I do 5th standard, will I be gaining something in terms of knowledge? I don't think so, because you have done CA and you have mastered the knowledge and you have got an adequate knowledge. And the kind of knowledge what you have got in CA, I don't think so. The same kind of knowledge, or even something other than that, what you have learned in CA, you'll be able to get in BCom and income. No, I don't think so in terms of knowledge. But in terms of recognition, yes, you will get recognized. And again, the recognition, just by looking at the qualification, those days have gone. CA, MBA, MCom, those days have gone. If you have talent and if you exhibit that, that makes sense. And just imagine having all those qualifications and having talent along with that, having stuff along with that, that will put you in a different level. So it's all up to you. CA is a golden cap, as I told you, and adding feathers to the golden cap, it's up to you. But I would always recommend you to upskill yourself. Learn the skill, master the skills. And if you're really interested in having the graduations behind your name, if you want to have a lot of qualifications, please go ahead and do. Nothing is stopping you. But please give priority to the skills. Please give priority to upskill yourself. You need to, master yourself in a lot of practical skills rather than the academic skills, because the academic skills you have got a lot in CA itself. So apart from CA, if you want me to tell you something, you need to upskill yourself in terms of practical knowledge. So get to know a lot of skills, a lot of computer skills, a lot of speaking skills, a lot of personality skills. Like those skills will really help you. Those skills will really help you like anything beyond than what the post-graduation or anything is going to help. But nothing is restricting you.
Sir, I
have a doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please go ahead. I'll ask later.
No. Please go ahead. No, I'm ready for your doubt.
Sir, is it possible to crack our CA examination without coaching? Self-study is advisable?
Yes. Actually, the self-study is a good one. But what happens if you do coaching, if you attend the coaching classes, then you will come to know the trend actually. Self-study, yes, CA is doable as a self-study. But still, why? Because even without going to school also, you'll be able to study all the topics. Your mom and your dad will be able to teach all the topics and still you'll be able to study. But why is school needed? Because you get to know many people. You meet a lot of people. You know what it is exactly. You can compare yourself in a constructive way of comparison. You can compare yourself with the people and you can really understand what those people are telling, how they are studying and how you are studying. And probably you can come across a lot of good lectures. Nowadays, the CA faculties are awesome. The way they deliver the lectures and the way they train the students and the way they impart the knowledge, it is awesome. So you can come across all beautiful things. But still, yes, as a self-study, you can comfortably complete CA, you can comfortably qualify CA, but still, I would recommend you to go for the coaching because you will get to know many people and you will come across a lot of beautiful lectures.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sir?
Yes, ma'am?
Is that advisable to, if, how to say, I am a third year student and due to the financial problem, I need to go for a job. But I have to pursue my CA. It's my passion. So it is advisable to go to job and also to do that process, because people say that no, it's not like that. You should focus fully. You should concentrate. You should not do that. You should not make it complicated. They used to speak like that. So I'm asking.
Yes, ma'am. I understand. See, it is recommended to do CA completely without going for job. But still, if your family situation is like that, and if you are financially forced to go for a job, then nothing is preventing you to take up the CA as a part of your qualification, parallelly working in a company. What you have to do is you have to strain a bit more. You need to manage your time. You need to find time. That is very important, because what I believe is you need to do quantity work. Then only you can find the quality. People would say that how many hours you study is not important. What you study is important, or how you study is important. Yes, I agree, but the first thing is you need to spend some time, and then only you can extract the quality time out of that. Unless and until you spend some time, it is not possible for you to extract the quality time out of that. If you're studying 2 hours at least, then probably 1.5 hours of good quality studying you can infer. If you're studying only half an hour, then it's pretty difficult for you to find the quality time. So it's all about time management, ma. If you are really capable of managing your time by both attending job and doing CA, and if you're still able to find some good quality time to study, say probably morning 6 to 8 or probably morning 5 to 7 I study, and I go to job, and I come back from work, and probably evening 7 to 8 or 7 to 9 I study, I'll be able to do this. If you're really confident, then nothing is stopping you to go for job parallelly while doing CA.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So let me just run through the stages of CA and how to get into CA. Then probably we'll discuss something other than that. See, foundation route is, I believe that all of you are able to see the screen. Foundation route is, as soon as you finish off your higher secondary, as soon as you finished off your 12th standard, you can directly get into CA. We have got a CA institute called ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. That is an independent institute. That is an independent body set up by an act of parliament. Like BCCI, Board of Cricket Committee of India. That is an independent body. No politicians' interference is there. Nobody's interference is there. It is an independent body set up by an act of parliament. CBI. People say that, sir, CBI, please transfer the investigation to CBI. Why? Because CBI is an independent body. That is not a government organization. To maintain the independence, to maintain the political interference, to stop the political interference, to maintain the dignity, to maintain the decorum, to maintain the independence, central government actually set up many independent bodies. The example of independent bodies like BCCI, CBI, so like this, ICAI is also an independent body set up by an act of parliament. Chartered Accountants Act 1949, which means 1949, India Constitution. Indian government got the constitution set up only in 1950. India became republic only in 1950. But even before becoming as a republic nation, the Chartered Accountants Law had been passed. Chartered Accountants Act 1949. Yes, 1949 CA Act, independent body, ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, is the ultimate body. It is the superior body. That is the body which is authorized to run the CA course. If at all you want to do CA, you have to register yourself in ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and you need to get the books, all the materials from ICAI. You need to follow the pattern curriculum suggested by ICAI. Just the coaching in the private institutions you can take. CA is basically a self-study course, but as I told you, just to get the understanding, just to get the trend, and just to come across the beautiful lectures, you have to go to the coaching centers, and there are a lot of private coaching centers, and I believe that our AIM is also doing the coaching, so you can become part of that also. So you need to go coaching, and you need to complete the foundation examination. If you are taking up CA, as soon as you finish off your higher secondary, you need to visit off ICAI and enroll for foundation examination, and you need to qualify the foundation examination to appear for the second stage, intermediate. That is what it is given clearly. Direct route is something that after finishing off the graduation also you can come into CA. Once you finish off the graduation and get into CA, then there is no need for you to do foundation. You can straight away do intermediate. So foundation has got 4 papers. The most complex part of CA is why people are getting scared, why people are running away from CA is because of the complex pass mechanism of the examination. The foundation level has got 4 papers, and individually you have to score 40 marks in each paper. Individually in each paper you have to score 40 marks, and on an average you should have 50 marks. Say there are 4 papers and all the papers you have scored 40 marks and the total works out to 160, you are failed. Say 3 papers you have scored 45 and 1 paper you have scored 39, you are failed. 3 papers you have scored 55 and 1 paper you have scored 38, fail. All the 4 papers you have scored 45, 45, 45 and 1 paper 55. If the total is working out to 200, you are pass. So I repeat, individually for passing, you have to score 40 marks in each paper. And if you work out the total should come as 200. Then only it is considered as pass in CA foundation examination. If you pass all the papers and if you score 45, 45, 45, 45 in each paper, you are failed. Or probably if you pass all the 3 papers 55, 55, 55 and only 1 paper you have scored 39, you are failed. And again you have to write all the 4 papers. That is the difficult task. That is the difficult task. Why it is making the CA as a tough courses. This is the reason behind that. Because in college, if you fail in 1 paper, just that paper alone you can carry forward and you can write as arrears probably sometime in 2nd or 3rd year, but this cannot happen in CA. If you complete all the 4 papers by following the rules and regulations set up by ICA, then only you are considered as foundation passed person and you need to move to intermediate. And intermediate has got 8 papers. Group 1, Group 2, you can split and write. Group 1, 4 papers you can write together, you can clear, and then you can concentrate on Group 2, 4 papers you can clear, and you can move to final. If you feel that you are pretty confident that I can take up both the groups and I can clear both the groups, well and good. You can take up both the groups in a single attempt itself and you can clear. If you feel that, sir, no, let me not take any risk, let me split the groups and let me write one by one, then Group 1 you can appear and you can clear Group 1, and then probably later Group 2 you can appear and you can clear. And again the same set of rules will follow. Each individual paper you have to pass 40 marks and average total have to work out 200, which means average is 50. Individually you have to get 40 and on average you have to get 50 for qualifying the intermediate examination also. Then after qualifying either groups of the intermediate or both the groups of intermediate, then probably you need to find yourself placed in an audit form for articleship. You need to do articleship. And after completing your articleship, during the last year of articleship, you are eligible to do final examination. In final, again, there are 8 papers and again the same set of rules. Each paper you have to pass with 40 marks and on an average you have to pass 50. And if you fail 1 paper, then again you have to write all the papers. And please don't think that if you fail in intermediate, again you have to start from foundation. No. Once you qualify foundation, 1 stage completed. Now, 2nd stage. If you are failing in one of the papers in intermediate, then you need to write all the 8 papers in intermediate. Or probably intermediate you can split and complete group wise. Group 1, 4 papers complete, then Group 2, 4 papers complete. And once Group 1 is completed, that's it. Right. There is no need for you to write the Group 1 again if you fail in Group 2. So similarly, final also 2 groups, Group 1, Group 2, Group 1, 4 papers, Group 2, 4 papers. And if you finish off Group 1 by scoring individually each paper 40 marks and on average 50 marks, then yes, Group 1 is considered as completed. And similarly, Group 2, if each paper, if you score 40 marks and on an average, if you score 50 marks, then yes, that is considered as completed and there is no need for you to write Group 2 again. So this is how you have to, this is the stages involved in the CA, and at last you will become as a successful chartered accountant, complete chartered accountant, and then you understand the techniques and you follow the market requirements and you make yourself as a successful chartered accountant. And institute is requiring you to go through a lot of trainings also, and you need to go through all those trainings to qualify all these exams as well. Any doubts? No, I think no.
Sir, I have a doubt. So now I'm doing my 3rd year. So I have to appear for intermediate. Is there any intern that I have to take up, or directly after completing my 3rd year, I can register in ICAI for taking up my inter exams?
Yes, ma. As soon as you finish off your graduation, you can straight away register with ICA and you can take up your intermediate examination. And after completing the intermediate examination, you have to do this intern articleship.
Sir, but the people said that they need like 9 months of intern we should take up before appearing for the internship intern
No,
exam.
that is actually the old thing. Now,
Okay.
currently, appear in intermediate examination after study period of 8 months, and after that only you need to go for the articleship.
Sir, I also have one doubt, sir. For foundation, we need 6 months of training to do that. Like for intern, like one paper for 8 months and another one for 8 months of training, sir, in
No,
order to
not
prepare,
not
or
like
six
that.
months.
Not like that. For
Okay.
foundation, if at all you are in, see now we are in June. If at all
Yes,
you
sir.
are interested in taking up the upcoming November examination, then you should have you have to register with ICA on or before June 30th in foundation.
Okay, sir. Okay,
And if
sir.
at all you have to appear for the upcoming May examination, then you have to register with ICA on or before December 31st. This is the cutoff dates for foundation. And
Okay, sir.
after getting the eligibility to appear for the foundation examination, and once you get through, then again these cutoff days would apply for the intermediate. From the date of registration, 8 months should have got expired to appear for the intermediate examination.
Okay, sir.
And 8 months is something common for both the groups. Once you complete 8 months, then you get eligibility to appear for the examination. Once you complete 8 months from the date of registration for intermediate, then you get the eligibility to appear for the examination. Then you pass. After passing, you can straight away get into the articleship internship. And right from the date of registration of the internship, after the expiry of 2 years, from the date of registration for the internship, you get eligibility to appear for the final examination. So the
Okay, sir.
attempt immediately following the expiry of 2 years, you are eligible to appear. Say for example, if your 8 months is getting over on February 2021, then you are eligible to appear in May 2021 examination.
Okay,
Then,
sir.
if your 2 years are expiring somewhere in July 2023 or July 2024, then probably the immediate attempt following July 24, which means November
November.
2024, you can appear for the final examination.
Okay, sir. There is no intern that we should take up 9 months after pursuing a degree to, no, sir?
No, straight away. This is what the current scenario.
Okay. After I complete my last degree, that is April examination, I can appear.
Yes,
I can
yes.
register. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Just a minute, ma. Here is the direct entry route. Okay. So you are talking about the direct entry, right? Okay.
Sir.
For the direct entry, you have to register for the intermediate course, and you need to undergo the 4 weeks of training. And after 9 months of practical training, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. So if you are going through the direct route, you have to complete this 9 months route. Previously, that got changed, and very recently, that was resumed back to the original position. If you are taking up the direct route, then you have to complete the 9 months of practical training, and then only you need to go for the final.
Okay, sir.
Okay, just a minute. Yes, after 9 months of practical training, ma.
Okay,
For
sir.
the direct route. Sorry. Previously, that got changed. And again, one more problem with the ICA is the ICA keep on frequently changing the methods and the routes, and you have to stay constantly in touch with the people. And that is why I advised you to go for the coaching as well.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right? Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else? Any other questions? Any other questions about, let me check out the chat box as well. Okay, now how to study for CA exams? As somebody asked me previously, how to study for the CA exam? Nothing. There is no separate method of studying for CA. You have to follow the actual method of studying. That's it. Because in the initial days, in our childhood, ABCD, we didn't ask any choice with our parents. Mom, there are 26 letters. 26 letters, I feel very difficult. Please give me some choice. Let me now study 20 letters alone. Will that be helpful? And does it make any sense if you had read ABCD in that way? If you had read the alphabets in that way, would that have been helpful for you? No. Since because you read the alphabets completely, you are able to read all the words now. If you had made a choice, if you had been given a choice, and if you had chosen some 20 letters, then probably that doesn't make any sense. At this point of time, you would not be in a position to read all the words. Similarly, there is no choice. You need to read everything, because as I told you, the chartered accountant role is very versatile, so you have to read everything. There is no choice at all. Please remember that. There is no choice. You have to read everything. That is the first point. And the next point is you need to practice a lot. You need to practice. For college examination, I've seen many people, accountancy examination. For accountancy examination, I've seen many people studying the accountancy like this. Half the book. I haven't got the point how these people are able to read the balance sheet just by looking at this book. You have to work out. Unless and until you work out the problems, and unless and until you work out the balance sheet physically, you cannot know how to work out the balance sheet. How to work out the problems, you will not know. So I've seen many people just staring at the books and just staring at the papers, and they would appear for the examination and they would even pass. That happens only with the college. Those kind of medical miracles would happen only in colleges. Those kind of medical miracles happen only in universities. No, those jobs will not work with CA. You have to sit properly. You need to take a sheet of paper. You need to hold the pen properly, and you need to write. You need to do the workings. Unless and until you practice the problems, it is going to be impossible for you to write the problems successfully in the examination. So this is the second point. You have to practice, and you need to work out. For getting 5 marks, or for attempting one 5 marks question, you should have worked a minimum of 50 questions in that topic. If you want to score 5 marks from a topic, you should have worked a minimum of 50 questions, 50 problems from that topic, and that is in terms of quantity. In terms of quality, 200% quality you should have given on working those 50 problems. Then only you will be able to secure 5 marks because of the complexity involved. Because of the intricate details given in the problem, you need adequate practice. So yes, there is no need for you to go for choice. There is no choice in preparation. You have to prepare everything. Just like the alphabets example I told you, you have to read all the alphabets to read all the words invariably. So similarly, you have to read all the topics to master the examination. And the next point is you need to practice like anything. Unless and until you practice, it's going to be very difficult for you to work out in the examination. And the next one is practical implication. Practical implication is something very important. That is what I told you. You all have been reading the distinct legal entity concept right from your 11th standard, but I think many of the people would have got the practical implication of the distinct legal entity concept now only, because you're not practically applying that. What are all the salient features of body corporate? Yes, I know, 10 points, 10 marks. Body corporate. So what are the salient features of a company? Yes, I know, 10 marks. A company is a body corporate. It has a corporate veil. It is corporate veil. It can have a common seal. It has a distinct legal entity. All these are the points. You know all these points, but you are not able to practically apply that. No, the practical implication is very important, because in the CA, the questions will be asked practically. It is not that you will be tested in terms of theory. Both in terms of theory and in terms of practical knowledge, you will be tested. So practical implication. And the fourth point, you need to tie all the loose ends. You need to tie all the loose ends. This is something very important. You need to tie all the loose ends, which I mean, you need to go in depth. And if you think that a topic, what is this? This is a topic which is of least importance. Come on, what is this? Account current. This is a small topic. What is this? Okay, fine. If you ignore, then surprisingly, from that small topic only, you will be getting 10 marks in the ICA examination. And that 10 marks play a crucial role in your result. So you need to tie all your loose ends. You need to prepare to the depth, to the core. And once you are confident that you will be able to handle all the questions invariably, then only you need to appear to the examination. You have to appear confidently. And These are the inputs required for you to qualify the CA examination. But if you really want to succeed in the industry after becoming as a chartered accountant, if you really want to project yourself as a successful chartered accountant, then as I told you, you need to upskill yourself. You need to have a hands-on experience in the system. You need to have a hands-on experience in the audit softwares, audit techniques, audit methodologies, and an in-depth subject knowledge, and the application of subject knowledge, and a lot of personality skills, because you will be facing a lot of challenges as a chartered accountant in your everyday life. Probably the income tax authorities, he may be an IAS or he may be an IRS, and he is trained to do that alone. Remember, the IRS officers and the income tax officers are trained to do that alone, but you are not trained to do only income tax work. You are trained to do income tax, you are trained to do GST, you are trained to do stock market, you are trained to do everything. But the income tax officers are trained to do only the income tax work. Then imagine the kind of expertise what those people will be having. And if you are representing your client to the income tax official, then imagine what kind of soft skill and what kind of personality you should have to make the income tax officer satisfy, accept your point, and give a favorable order to your client. Imagine, to that extent you will have to prepare, because anybody can pass CA examination. I mean, the 20% of the people can pass the CA examination, but after qualifying the CA examination also, you have to be successful. Means you have to keep on updating yourself, constant update, constant constant development of soft skills, upskill yourself. Then the sky is the limit. You can do wonders. You guys can rock. Any doubts? Any doubts? People are there? I'm not getting anybody.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, any doubts as such?
Sir, I have a doubt. Sorry
Yes,
to interrupt.
not at all. Please, I welcome the doubts.
As you said, as 9 months I have to work under an auditor as an intern. When will I be able to register myself for taking up the intern exam, sir?
Intern or intermediate exam?
Intermediate exam.
See, intermediate exam
after having obtained the certificate from the auditor, or
No. See, your CA institute, our CA institute has got all your records. So the moment 9 months of practical training gets over, you are getting the eligibility automatically to appear for intermediate examination. The ICA makes the announcement. You can apply for the examination. See, the application procedures again differ. The first thing is you need to apply to the institute for registering yourself in the course. And again, after 3 months or after 6 months or after 9 months, based on the duration, CA Institute announces the examination registration form. And after testing your eligibility, after checking with the ICA records, once you satisfy yourself that you are eligible to appear for the examination, you need to register for the examination. And once this is something like college. Here you get admission in the college, then you pay examination fee, then you get hall tickets, and you appear for the examination. Similarly, you admit yourself in ICA, then you register for the examination. After testing your eligibility, and ICA issues you the hall ticket, and you appear for the examination, and you pass the first level, you get the certificate for the first level, you get the mark sheet for the first level. Then again you need to register for the second level, then register for the second level examination, then appear for the second level examination, then get the mark sheet, get the certificate, then register yourself for the final level, register yourself for the final examination after testing your eligibility, then appear for the examination, then get the final certificate, enrollment, membership, chartered accountant.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So nothing great in this. This is something similar to college, but the examinations you have to write in the private schools at the time of applying for the examination. ICAI gives you the choice to select your own center. Say if you are located in Nungambakam, or if your house is located in Kodambakam, ICAI has got many zones. Chennai zone 1, it would have the list of areas whatever that are covered in zone 1. Chennai 2, it has got a list of areas covered in zone 2. Then whatever is beneficial to you, you can select that zone, and some government school or some private school will be allocated as center for writing the CA examination. The center would actually get printed in your hall ticket. The hall ticket usually you receive 1 month before the examination. So in that hall ticket your center is confirmed. So you go to the center on the examination date, examination time, write the examination, complete. Got it? Any doubts?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
As I previously asked you, Just now I stepped into 12th standard. My aim is to become a CA,
Mhm.
but I'm very blank. So, what are the study materials I have to use? Which degree I have to go for my college? Because there is no proper guidance for me. So, I have to take up my family after my colleges. So, I've chose this profession. So, I'm very blank. So, can you help me, sir?
Yes, ma, it's up to you. There is no any regular
Because
rule
I
that.
don't know what I have to study on which I have to work. So this is the first session I've moved on for my career. So
Sure, I tell you, ma. See, there is no compulsion that you have to do only BCom or BBA or BBM. It's up to you. I've seen many doctors turn chartered accountant. If somebody know Sundara Medical Foundation in Annanagar, that's a very big reputed hospital in Chennai. The Sundara Medical Foundation doctor, he is basically a CA turned doctor he is. So similarly, I've seen many engineers getting into CA. I've seen many doctors getting into CA. So there is no restriction that you have to do only BCom or BBA or BBM or any specific course as a supportive course to CA. It's up to you. But why people usually prefer BCom while doing CA is most of the syllabus is common. So there is no need for you to study additionally. There is no need for you to put any additional burden. That's why people usually choose CA along with, choose CA along with BCom. But there is no any restriction or compulsion. You have got all the rights to choose your own graduation. So, and the materials, yes, ICA is coming up with the study material. You have to go through the study material. Nowadays, the quality of the study material is awesome. It's beautiful. I would really recommend you all to go through the study material because the study material itself is awesome. It is vast. It is detailed. So you need to study the study materials given by ICI and all the previous year question papers. This may sound weird, what even in C also you want me to study all the previous year question papers, but no other go. You will come across the nature of the test, whatever performed by ICI. So all the previous year question papers, then revision test papers, the ICA separately issue revision test papers, and mock test papers are there. ICA issues separately the mock test papers also. And apart from that, we have got a lot of coaching centers, and all the coaching centers conduct the mock test and other examinations. And if time permits, you have to appear for those mock tests and those examinations also. And the time, if you are able to do all these things itself, you are a perfect time manager, because many of the people are not able to do even 50 or 60% of the things what I told you because of the time shortage. But this is something sufficient, this is something more than enough for you to appear for the CA examination. So the CA examination is all about how much you study in terms of quantity. It doesn't matter to what extent you go deeper and to what extent you master yourself. That is important. So how many books you study, how many problems you worked out, that doesn't matter. But to what extent you have got the understanding, to what depth you are able to go and work out the problems and tackle the concepts, that makes the difference. Okay, anything, anybody else?
thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma. Anybody else? So I think we have come to the fag end of the session. So any questions if you want to ask, probably you can, or probably you would like to express something, you can.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, நான் தினேஷ் சார், நான் சென்னையில இருந்து பேசுறேங்க சார்.
சொல்லுங்கப்பா.
சார், இப்ப நான் வந்து பிகாம் படிக்கிறேன் சார், ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயர் படிச்சுட்டு இருக்கேன் சார், பிகாம் கார்ப்பரேட் செக்ரட்டரிஷிப் சார்.
ஓகே.
இப்ப வந்து என் கோர்ஸுக்கு வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா எல்லாரும் கம்பெனி செக்ரட்டரி படிச்சா இது பெட்டரா இருக்கும்னு சொல்றாங்க சார்.
அதுதான் சொல்றேன், எப்படி பிகாம்க்கும் சிஏக்கும் எப்படி ஒத்து போகுமோ அந்த மாதிரி கம்பெனி செக்ரட்டரிஷிப்க்கும் சிஎஸ்க்கும் ஒத்து போகும். ஸோ இட்ஸ் அப் டு யூ, இட்ஸ் யுவர் சாய்ஸ். நீங்க சிஎஸ் படிக்கணும்னு நினைச்சா தாராளமா படிக்கலாம். சிஎஸ் ஆல்சோ ஹஸ் காட் ஈக்குவல் இன் ஸ்கோப், but CA has got a cutting edge over the other professional courses. That is what I have been telling. So நீங்க படிக்கிறதா படிக்கலாம். BCom CS ல படிக்கிறது கொஞ்சம் அட்வான்ஸ்ட் வெர்ஷன், கம்பெனி செக்ரட்டரியில படிப்பீங்க.
ஓகேங்க சார். சார், உங்க கான்டாக்ட் டீடைல்ஸ் கொடுக்க முடியுமா சார், என்ன சஜஷன்ஸ் கேட்கிறதுக்காக? எஸ்
Alex sir.
Yes.
Yes. Probably, first of all, I would like to put a thank you note. Thank you all for making this session wonderful, and thank you for interacting, because the interaction made the session even more beautiful, I believe. Thanks for coming up with beautiful questions and doubts. So I believe that the session was somewhat useful, and thank you so much for attending. If at all you people have any doubts in terms of CA or in terms of CA coaching or anything, you can get in touch with the AAM Business School, and we are here to help you out to mold yourself as a successful chartered accountant. Thank you. Alex sir, the floor is all
Okay.
yours.
Yeah. So thank you for the session, sir. I think it was a very wonderful way of sharing. So நிறைய விஷயங்கள் நீங்கள் ஷேர் பண்ணிட்டேன். I think hope everybody will be got an insight on how this CA is all about. There are a lot of misconceptions about chartered accountant. I think in this session, I think we have cleared almost all the
Yes.
myths of becoming a CA or a chartered accountant. So to finally give you, I'll just show you. I think many of you are really interested to know or to know more about auditing and all that. So let me show you. So okay, I think we have a separate academy for exclusively for chartered accountants. So it is called Avidas CA Academy, and you have the contact details of us. I think many of you are really interested to know to get in touch with Satya sir. So he's a part of our academy, and he's been a vital role. He's helping many students of becoming a professional chartered accountant. So if you want to know more details about CA Academy, you can definitely contact us on this. And if you see, we only take 30 students for foundation and 30 students for intermediate. So if you see, the audience is more restricted. We don't have many people getting on board with us, so that individual attention can be made. So some of you நிறைய பேர் கேட்டிங்க. நான் அந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் நான் வந்து நிறைய பேர் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயர் படிச்சுட்டு இருக்கீங்க. நிறைய பேர் வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் ஒரு சிஏ வந்து நான் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு நினச்சிங்க அப்படின்னா ஒரு நல்ல பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் அது இருக்கும். இது மாதிரி நிறைய பேர் வந்து தேர் ரியலி கோயிங் டு ஹெல்ப் யூ அவுட் ஆன் நோயிங் ஆல் தட். ஸோ இந்த நம்பர் வந்து நீங்கள் நோட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. யூ கேன் மெசேஜஸ் பர்சனலி அபவுட் த டீட்டெயில்ஸ் அபவுட் the program or fee details ஏதாவது வேணும்னா கண்டிப்பாக யூ கேன் டெஃபினெட்லி ஷேர் திஸ் அக்ராஸ். ஸோ நான் இந்த வாட்ஸ்அப் குரூப்லேயே வி வில் பி ஷேரிங் த டீட்டெயில்ஸ் டு அஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ அதுலேயே அவங்களுக்கு அந்த டீட்டெயில்ஸ் ஷேர் பண்ணுறேன். ஸோ ஹோப் ஐ திங்க் ஆல் ஆஃப் அஸ் ஆர் கிளியர் இன் தி செஷன். ஸோ ஐ திங்க் இந்த செஷன் வந்து ஐ திங்க் ஒரு ஐ ஓப்பனர் செஷன் தான். நிறைய விஷயங்கள் நம்ம இன்னும் வி ஹாவ் டு லேர்ன் லாட் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ் ஆன் தட். ஸோ probably what I will suggest is you started today, you have tasted, you have know about what is all about. So I want you to start working on it. So all of you can come out of it and all of you can use it. And there is no time limit for anything, as sir told. Anytime you can start. It's about your mental capacity to learn it across, right? So once again, thank you, Satya sir, for joining us today, for giving us a wonderful session. And,
thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Okay, so we are winding up this session. And further any clarifications is there, definitely we will across, and we will share you this link of this video. It has been going live on our YouTube, so we will share you that YouTube link in the WhatsApp group. So please stay connected with the WhatsApp group, and thank you all for joining us, and have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.